We're good to go. It says we're live.
Woo.
Hello. We're here to talk about a book.
Great intro.
Yep. You didn't say exactly how the intro had to go. You just said an intro.
Well, that is true. That is true. No, we are here to talk about Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I will have a video up after the live talking about this whole monstrosity, so stay tuned for that. But we are here to talk about books. My lovely co-host can introduce themselves if they so desire.
I'm Sam.
But what if I don't desire?
And you don't.
Well, I'm Kate. Well, yeah, Katie. Kick-ass read.
And let's be honest, if you've seen any of our channels, then you know who we are by now. If not, and you're just tuning in, then feel free to check out our channels.
We rotate through each other's channels enough, so we're like regulars now.
Yeah, we've been doing this for
almost a year.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Yeah. Give or take a few months there.
Katie, do you want to give the summary with your dramatic reading? Do your dramatic reading.
Really? Okay.
I don't have the book in front of me. I don't have a copy of the book, so
I can hold it up like this if you can see
it. The tiny print.
Yeah.
She is done slaying monsters and she's ready to serve coffee. After decades of adventuring, Viv the Orc Barbarian is finally hanging up her sword for good. Now she sets her sights on a new dream. She plans to open the first coffee shop in the city of Thune, even though no one there knows what coffee actually is. If Viv wants to put the past behind her, she can't do it alone. Help might arrive from unexpected quarters, yet rivals old and new stand in the way of success. Thune's shady underbelly could make it all too easy for Viv to take up the blade once more. But the true reward of the uncharted path is the travelers you meet along the way. Whether bound by ancient magic, delicious pastries, or a freshly brewed cup, they may become something deeper than Viv could ever have imagined. A cozy, heartwarming story of found family, fresh starts, and the perfect cup of coffee. The end.
I feel like you should do the Harry Potter. Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
Harry Potter, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
We'll have to come up with like a list of phrases that she can dramatically read.
Yeah.
All right. So what did we think about this one? First, what did we rate it?
5 stars.
Yeah, I gave it
5. Yep. This was really like a good, really cozy read.
Yeah. And it made me want coffee the entire time I was reading it.
Yes. If I didn't read it at like nighttime, I probably would have been having some coffee.
Yeah.
Yes, it did make me thrive the coffee quite a lot.
I can see why it's so hyped on BookTube currently.
Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of comments about it being just like a cozy read, a very quick read. And I will agree to that because it was like, I think I read it in the equivalent of a day. But I also had the audiobook too, so I was kind of following along.
Yeah,
I think it did take me a few days to read it, only because with me reading other books in between, and I was kind of making it try to savor it as much as I could. It's like I didn't want it to end.
Oh yeah. And what format did everybody read it in? I had physical.
I read it physically. I got a copy from my library.
I mean, physically, but I also did listen to the audiobook as well.
Yeah.
Because the author narrates it.
Mm-hmm. Characters. What did we think about characters?
Oh, I'm forgetting the name of the ratkin. I loved him, the ratkin that bakes all the things. I want one.
Was it? Oh, let me see. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
For some reason, I think Thimble comes to mind.
Thimble, it is Thimble.
Okay, good.
It's like I knew if once I hear the name, I would remember, but names go out my head as soon as I'm trying to think of them.
I almost said Thistle, and I was like, no, that's not right.
It's like I knew it was some kind of like cutesy kind of name.
Yeah. All of their names were like I wouldn't expect an orc to be named Viv.
Yeah.
Hello. They also
Hello.
gave 5 stars and listened to the audiobook. Thank you for joining us.
Yay. I would say the character I liked was Tandri. I really like Tandri.
Oh, the succubus, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She was an interesting character. She's very, what's the word?
Mysterious, kind of a little bit.
But also she had no filter. She was just like, I'm gonna tell you like it is. You're gonna listen to me.
I really liked all of the characters, but Thimble, like overall, is probably my favorite one.
Yeah. Him and his limited vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It just reminded me of Groot a little bit, but with more words.
Yes. And who was the guy that kept coming by and he was like, you will have to pay us eventually. And she was like, will I though? I don't remember his name, but he got annoying after a while.
Yeah.
But I wanted to know more on why that was. Like, why did they have to pay a fee to be there?
I wonder if that's going to be more of a thing in the next book that's coming out.
Is the next book going to be connected to this one or just in the same realm?
I think I was reading in the interview thing at the back of this book, and he was sort of saying that it is like a prequel, but it's going to have some characters appear.
Gotcha.
So like one of those sort of books.
So maybe it will go more into the history of that town and why that the one main character that's the mob character it is the way that she is. So answering questions from the little ones. That was me last night. And anytime I was trying to talk on the reading sprints last night, Jordan was talking in the background, so I didn't mute myself because him and his loud mouth.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, yeah, there was a little one that came in and was asking me questions. They're supposed to be out there with Daddy, and one of them was coming to complain. Daddy won't let me. Well, talk to him. All right, so most favorite character. I think we kind of already discussed that, but if you had to pick one.
Thimble for sure.
Yeah, I like Tandri.
I think I like Viv. Just for her tenacity of trying to make a coffee shop, even though she didn't know anything about making coffee, really. I mean, she kind of had an idea, but it wasn't like she was a master at it. She went with it, and she did it. Least favorite character.
Probably, but either like the that mob guy you were like talking about. I forgot his name, or her former partner, one of her former partners that came in and stole
Like,
the stone.
Fennis?
Yeah,
Yeah, Finnis. I didn't like him, and the other guy's name was Lack, I think it was.
black. Yeah,
Neither one of them, but Finnis, I have questions.
Yeah, he was.
yeah,
Why was he coming back?
yeah. But it's, like he also falls into the category of with being the bad guy. It feels kind of like a cop out to say that he was my least favorite one.
Yeah. I don't know, like, none of them really seemed, like, none of the characters really seemed like there was a bad guy. With Finnis, it was almost just like he was, um, something was like a misunderstanding almost. Like, he didn't understand why she was so successful and why she left their group. But then he was just like, I'm gonna come back and destroy your coffee shop.
Yeah.
Guess that could be a bad guy, but I don't know. It seems like there's more to it.
Yeah.
And I want to know what kind of fire they had. If they had, because they said it was like a greenish color, and it wasn't.
Yeah,
easy
and they
to
said
tell.
it was really hard to destroy, but didn't they? Like it was like a magical.
Yeah, like a magic based kind of one.
Who did he speak to?
Well, wasn't he like supposed to be kind of like an elvish character? I wonder if it's like some sort of magic that he has that he was able to use, or try to get with somebody who knew how to do that.
It's possible.
Yeah, that sort of like section's very kind of like not explained as much.
Mhm.
Just randomly happens. It's a magical flame.
Which
I
I
love
guess
how like Viv was like, "Must save the coffee machine."
Yeah,
he grabbed the lockbox and the coffee machine. Nothing like
It's just like
and
must save the coffee machine.
he yeets Tangerine out of the fire, just yeet her out, and then go back for everything else.
he even grabbed the sword.
Yeah. I think that just really goes to show with her not grabbing the sword that she was really ready to put that like behind her, like her past behind her, and like really start moving forward.
Yes. A good sign of I'm ready. Let's move on. I don't want to do this anymore. I will not do this anymore. Which takes us into plot. The whole plot of the story. What do we think?
It's not much. It's just like a day to day life of what it would be like to actually really run the store, but then with the small like hint of the issues with like Phineas or Phineas. But most of the time, I didn't really think there was much of a plot.
I think it's kind of like a yeah, there's not really much of a plot in terms of like because they say it's like high fantasy, low stakes, but when you think about it, I mean, the plot is them, well, her and others creating the coffee shop in a place that no one's ever heard of coffee. So just getting like going through the process of starting something like that where no one has heard of it
Yeah.
and whatnot.
I
That's
think I kind of like make that fall under more like character development more than plot, at least for
true.
me.
True. And then the whole fire thing.
Mm-hmm.
I will never be able to rebuild. Never say never, kids. Which goes into writing style. What did we think of writing style?
I liked it. It's definitely very easy to read. It's definitely a good writing style that I enjoy reading.
It took me a while to start with to get used to it, but after that, yeah, it was quite easy.
Yeah, I would say like if I was just because I tried to read it by itself and I was like, oh no, I need to. I found the audiobook and then I was fine, but once you get into it, it's pretty easy going, pretty easy to read, and then you just enjoy the story. I see a kitty cat moving behind
Yeah,
you.
just changing positions to the other side.
Yeah, she's just got to rotate. It's fine.
Did you like Legends and Lattes?
She helped out making the biscuits. She's the biscuit maker. She was going to town yesterday making biscuits so much that she was making her nose run.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What did we think about all of the pastry things in the story?
Making me want pastries, especially when they said about like cinnamon buns.
Yeah. I was like, I really want a cinnamon roll right now.
And I could actually, like, they described it quite well because I could literally smell this coffee shop and the buns, and I was like,
Yeah. Yeah, I can, like, definitely the descriptions of the foods for sure was, like, spot on.
Oh, yeah. And then, like, to add in, like, you just started with one kind of snack, and then they added another one, and it's like, so
yeah, I quite like
their little menu grew.
The menu every time, like, it was like almost every chapter menu.
Yep.
One coffee. I quite
Exactly.
like that.
Make them hungry.
Yes.
That was the thing too, because I even told my husband, I was like, "Can we go find cinnamon rolls?" I really want cinnamon roll. But no, I think I ended up. I was like, I need to make cinnamon rolls at some point now.
Yeah, even just now talking about it and remembering it is like, I don't want to text Jordan and be like, "Hey, can you pick up some cinnamon rolls?"
Right. And the fact that Thimble made them daily, so they were always fresh, and I was just like,
and they're like the yeast bun rolls too, and with yeast you have to be really careful about like how you prepare it too, or you'll kill the yeast in it.
that is true.
Because I've made a few like breads that had to do with yeast, and it's like just a whole process of letting it rise, beating it back down, letting it rise again, and then all that stuff, making sure it's like in a kind of a warm place so it doesn't deflate by itself.
Yep. Oh yes. And what is it? The croissant with chocolate in the middle? Can I try one of those, please?
I want one of his because I think Duncan has something like that currently, and I've tried it before. And it's very disappointing because it's just like smack dab in the center of it, and it's not throughout it. And I'm picturing his actually like out.
Yeah. That would be amazing. Mm-hmm. He needs to add the recipe.
Yeah, he really does.
Just in the back. It doesn't have to be throughout. Just in the back. Just go recipes for pastries.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've only got one recipe in this book called Thimblets.
Oh, yeah, the Thimblets, yeah.
Yes. They should.
Maybe each book, if he's going to have more, is going to have another recipe in. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see his other books because I do like them. Mm-hmm. What about favorite part and least favorite part?
My favorite part would probably just be like each time like one of the main characters like tried the coffee for the first time and their reaction to it.
Oh yeah. That was a good one. I also liked when they when everybody came together to rebuild the coffee shop, because now
Mhm.
they had
Yeah.
this establishment that was introduced, and everyone's like, but why? It's gone. No, we have to rebuild.
Yeah.
I liked that. A good sense of community and being there for one another.
Mhm.
I liked that, and I also liked just whenever the new menu always came up.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It was just so quirky. It was just like
Yep.
one cinnamon roll, and like they add something new to it, or they change the price or something.
Yeah.
Or like that one guy, I forget his name, but he always came in and was studying ley lines, and he was
Mhm.
like, I don't drink hot coffee. But then they added in like an iced coffee, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was actually kind of like when he first said it, sitting there wondering to myself, I'm like, that's going to be part of the menu, isn't it?
It worked, though. That's how they built their menu. They were the Starbucks of their time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just did a lot of trial and error stuff, didn't they? And just built it from the bottom. I think that's just quite what I also liked about it as well. Like just seeing it go from the little barn
Yeah.
to the coffee shop.
What was it before? Like what was it a livery? What's a
Yeah,
livery to
yeah.
begin with?
Yeah.
I don't even know what a livery is. What my first thought is like a place that helps your liver. That's the only thing that pops into my head.
I don't know. I'm gonna Google it real quick because I want to know if it's even a thing.
I was hoping it was not where they stored like animal liver. I was like, that's a bit gross. I know. I was just picturing like a barn place.
Yeah, or like a place where like animals are stored.
Yeah, because they did mention about animals, didn't they? So that's why I was thinking a barn.
So it was basically a livery is, or like a livery stable. It was a stable where horses were kept or they were let out for hire.
Okay.
So like cab rentals, but for horses.
Pretty much, yeah. They were the Uber of their time. So that's right there off the bat. It goes from being a horse stable basically to a coffee shop. Much better use for the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like too many people were riding horses anyway.
No.
Now that I guess they had like boats and stuff, and
yeah, and like then occasional like carts and stuff going through, but it seemed like majority of the people who were pulling the carts were using their own.
Yeah, that makes sense. See, perfect. They got a coffee shop instead of a horse stable. Hello, welcome. I wish I could stay, but my family and I are working on home maintenance all day. Whew. I just wanted to say hey. Well, hello. Hopefully your home maintenance is going well.
I hope your pink set of tools is coming in handy.
A pink set of tools.
Yeah, she was talking about. I was watching back her sprints from yesterday when I got back to the office, and she mentioned something about pink set of tools.
I should get some of those because my husband steals my tools all the time. Maybe if they're pink, I could say, give me my tools back.
It's like, this one's mine. It's my color.
I thought about spray painting the handles of things, either like some sort of like girly color or like sparkly spray paint, just so that I know it's mine.
Well, especially if it's glitter, like spray paint that you use, it might come off on his hands. That way you can catch him red-handed with glitter all over his hands.
That's perfect. I have to go find some pinky glitter spray paint now. Let's see. Would you reread this?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah,
I would like to get my own copy one day, but I would definitely reread it.
Mine's very interesting, my copy, because like they have the thing on the back, the synopsis, but then it actually has like flaps on the inside.
Nice.
So, and I don't know why, but
Yeah, the library copy didn't have that to
there's
it.
nothing on the inside. It's just,
Yeah.
but it's very nice. I would reread it though. Um,
Yeah.
do we know if the sequel? You said the sequel is not really connected to this one, so it's kind of like a companion.
Just in the
that's
same
what he
world.
said in his interview at the back of this book.
I don't know if mine
Let me
has.
find where he says it.
Mine also had like a little Legends and Lattes story at the back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did as well. Yeah.
Yeah, the copy that I checked out had the additional story in the back.
What do we think of that story? Did you read it?
I thought it was pretty interesting. I love the relationship that she had with the other members. That especially the what was it? She was a dwarf, I think.
Was that Galena?
Yeah, Galena.
Galena? I don't know.
I liked her relationship. Like they had just like a sister type of pair, like back and forth.
Oh yeah, their banter.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you do this? Let him. No, no.
So it says here it's going to be set in the same world in the city of Thune. Will feature some new main characters. It's a standalone story, but some familiar faces may pop up.
Because it does meant like in the title. I'm assuming it has to do with a bookshop because of the title. So
Yeah.
Was it like something books and bone dust or something?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe somebody else is gonna come in and like Viv and say, no, I want to do a bookshop instead of a coffee shop. And then people can go buy their books and then have coffee.
or it could be the Glinda character because in that short story she was really doing the research and stuff in the library. So maybe she's coming in to start a bookstore.
Or a library.
Yeah.
Or both. Oh my gosh.
Travis, write this down.
I love it already.
I wonder if on Goodreads it has some character names already.
I know the e-arcs have been sent out to some people, so I'm assuming that should have all that information on Goodreads.
Yeah. Would you buy this for someone else?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a prequel to Legends and Lattes.
Oh. That'll be interesting.
Takes us on a journey of high fantasy, first loves, and second-hand books. Viv's career with the notorious mercenary company Rackham's Ravens isn't going as planned. Wounded during the hunt for a powerful necromancer, she's packed off against her will to recuperate in the sleepy beach town of Merk. Far from the option that she worries that she'll never be able to return to it. What's a thwarted soldier fortune to do? Spending her hours at a Beliaguid bookshop in the company of its foul-mouthed proprietor is the last thing that Viv would have predicted, but it may be both exactly what she needs and the seed of changes that she couldn't possibly imagine. Still, adventure isn't all that far away. A suspicious traveller in grey, a gnome with a chip on her shoulder, a summer fling, and an improbable number of skeletons prove that Merk is to be more eventful than Viv could have ever expected.
I like it.
But the cover of that book, the American cover bit, is like there's like a mouse sat on a desk.
Huh.
It kind of looks like a dog.
I kind of want to see this now. Let me see. Can you share your screen or?
I can, I believe. Present, share screen. This one. Share. Can you see it?
Oh.
Wonder if I can. Will it let me extend it?
Well, Goodreads, play nice.
I know, right?
As we just all lean forward to like
Let me just
of our faces.
I know.
Of the picture. There we go. That's a bit bigger then. Is it working? There we go. See what I mean? It's like a little giant mouse.
Yeah. What is this? This half pug?
But I'm guessing
creature.
that's Viv, right?
Yeah, I would think that would be Viv.
Eating a, I don't know, was she eating a bun?
See, she came from the coffee shop and she's buying some books.
But then, like I don't know. Look, the dog looks like it's got a clown face or something.
Yeah.
That's what I said. It kind of looks like it has feathers too.
Yeah, like a bird head or
And
something.
a beak. All right.
But that's the American cover, like the
kind of like this.
Yeah, like it goes with your one, like the UK one is like literally matches the other one.
I'm gonna disturb the flute.
No, but that's the UK one that I've just shared. That one, so it will match that basically.
Bookshops and bone dust.
At first, I was like, "Oh, like I really like the doodle at the front of the American one," but they put it on the inside of the hardback, so it is.
I like the UK versions better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like the cover of the bookshop bone dust one.
Like the US is much nicer than the UK. I think they're both nice in there. But yeah, I do like the actual characters on the cover.
I just like the chalkboard look to it. Like the UK.
Yeah. Do you know how many prompts this can count for in Witchathon? At least 4.
I was about to say it counts for quite a few and with a lot of the different covens. So
watching a book club live and reading a book.
And it's Coffee Gremlins like coven book, so you can steal that and read that.
Yep. And it has cups and it has jars on it. Mine, I can do green or brown cover, which has both.
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends on what prompts. Did we go through all the questions? No. Would you like another book from the world? I think we've already kind of answered.
There's going to be another Viv story.
We were showing off the cover, yes.
But then this one's got books in it, so I think that's going to be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It'll have to be a future book club pick then.
Yeah.
Let's see. What would you recommend, or what kind of books would you recommend that are similar?
I really think any like cozy mysteries would probably any cozy blank type of genre would work.
Yeah. I don't think that I could pinpoint something similar because there's not, me personally, I can't think of any that are high fantasy but low stakes like this one.
Yeah.
Because it's either high fantasy or there's not really a stake.
Well, I haven't read this one yet, but it says A Deadly Yarn. It's a knitting cozy mystery novel.
Hmm.
So I've read a few kind of like knitting, like cozy mystery stuffs before, and they just are really nice. Quick reads.
Yeah. I would say anything that anybody defines as cozy
Mm-hmm.
I'm
or
just trying to
anything.
look at like the books, like when you go on Goodreads and it says readers also enjoyed.
Yeah.
Like, so it's got the very secret society of irregular witches by Sangu Mandana.
Hmm. I need to
Um,
read that one.
Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. Can't spell treason without T. Rebecca Thorne. That actually sounds quite similar.
Yeah.
Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher.
So they're basic. It sounds like they're going with anything that has tea in it or some sort of drink.
Or like a fantasy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like fantasy with fantasy. That
Haha.
time I got drunk and saved a demon.
I
What?
heard that one is supposed to be good.
Apparently, that's what people have enjoyed also.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I think we've about covered everything on the list. Any other thoughts, comments?
If you can get your hands on a copy, get it. I know people are having trouble getting their own copies. It's
Of
really,
Legend of Lattes?
yeah.
Oh wow.
Lucinda, her like delivery date for her copy has been pushed back.
Oh, I think she's ordered a special edition from Faraday or McRae or something.
And my sister's been on hold for it at like on the Libby app for a while. I think she's like 22 weeks
Yeah, I
out.
was going to say, why did she bother? Because
Oh my
might
gosh.
as well buy the book.
I know. Well, she's mentioned something about like if she can find it at Walmart, she would try to get it because of hearing me talk about it and like everyone's in the Discord talking about it, and it's something that we both think that our mom would probably like because our mom's into like the cozy reads as well.
Right. Keep me posted because I'm gonna go to the bookstore next week, and if I see one, I'll just pick one up for y'all.
Okay.
So, but if you guys get one, let me know.
Well,
Uh,
currently on Amazon, it's on a limited Kindle deal for 99p. I don't know if it is for you, but on the UK Amazon, it's 99p for a Kindle one.
Interesting.
Let me see.
She doesn't have a Kindle though, so.
I mean, the UK edition's in stock, like for the hardcover that I've got. So, I mean, I don't know if you have a store that could get the UK one. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's free through Audible. Because right now it says for our Amazon, it's $7.99 for Kindle, but if you do an Audible trial, it's free.
Mm.
And paperback, it says that they have some in stock. $13.48. Doesn't say how many though.
I think if I go to try to buy like a book, Jordan would put me outside because with me getting all the arcs in, he keeps saying, "Stop requesting books." Like I'm not buying them; I'm being sent them, so he can't complain.
I mean, this is true.
It doesn't count.
Yeah.
If you've got the space, then you can store it.
Well, I got like multiple stacks. Like right here, there's 2 stacks of books that are not in a bookcase, and I have like 2 more stacks next to my desk in there. So, yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right. The next book is
The Cloisters.
There you go. I like that cover. My cover does not look
Yeah, I
like
was
that.
gonna say, what's your cover look like if you've
I
got
do
it?
not. I have it nearby. No, I don't have it nearby.
I have the ebook.
I must look
Hold
at it on
Let me.
Goodreads.
I'll share my screen if I can find it. I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah. I must say the UK hardcover is really pretty. Like,
Yeah,
it is one of the reasons I picked it up, if I'm honest.
ebook.
Oh my
That's
god, that's nothing compared to this beautiful book.
yeah, but yeah, that's just
And
what.
like even on the inside is tarot cards, like that's really pretty. But yeah, I mean I'm chapter 7 as of today. I've been listening to the audiobook. I quite like the audiobook actually, I do recommend that. Listening to it.
Screen.
As soon as I got credit from like Audible, I was like, I must download it.
Mine looks like this.
Yeah, that's what the ebook cover looks like too.
I mean, it's not the ugliest cover, but you know, like I
It's
think
not super shiny.
UK wins this one.
Yeah.
Like sometimes UK covers, I'm like, really? No.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, yeah, this was a treat in a supermarket in the book section, and I was like, ooh, this is pretty. And then I was reading the inside, and I was like, tarot cards. I was like, ooh. Sold.
That hurts. It even hurts sometimes to just go like this.
Oh no.
But I have to be able to like move around.
Yeah, and sometimes they say it's best to keep moving so you don't get stiff.
Yeah,
Even though it hurts, like it's just sort of like otherwise your neck will be forever like ah.
Well, and the vertebrae that the compression fracture is in, apparently C7, T1, and T2 are all in succession of each other, and that also is right where everything joins together. So it's also connecting the tissues that helps you move your arms. So everything is. If I move the wrong way, then I feel it.
and I have one of my knitting friends that I meet up with for lunch, and like at knit night, she had slipped and fell at work, and fractured a couple of vertebrae in her lower back, and she's been like in and out of her back brace for a while, and she this happened like around this time last year, I think, and she's still dealing with it. She went back to her doctor, and they found what they like thought originally was the fracture, but then another fracture that they didn't see with the MRI that they did. So she is back in doing everything, but she's been doing physical therapy for all of that.
That's what I'm wondering about. I'm just happy that they said no surgery is needed. But
I would definitely ask them about physical therapy because it could speed up your healing process.
yeah, and I'm making sure that I am, because before I wasn't really like I would drink milk, but not like on a daily basis or anything. It would be if I had cereal or if I had yogurt or anything like that. So now I'm kind of, well, let's add more calcium to the diet.
Well, for me, I can't really have dairy because I'm allergic to it.
Oh,
So I have to have like the calcium supplements or like try to find other stuff that's high in calcium.
mm-hmm.
I really like over the years I like replaced dairy with almond milk anyways because even before I had my allergy test I kind of figured I was allergic to dairy because it always messed my stomach up.
Yeah.
So, but I still suffer through cheese and ice cream sometimes, just not as often.
That's I couldn't imagine all of these things.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll finish this up. Cloisters is the next book on whose channel, what day?
I think it's going to be mine, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's yours then. The next one's on mine.
Yeah. So I was just doing the thumbnail. So that was the word.
No worries. Well, I'll also, once we get the information like concreted, then I can put it in the description of this one too, and say, "Stay tuned."
Normally it's like the second week of the month, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like the 10th.
Yep. That
I was
sounds
about to
about
say, I
right.
don't have a
Same-
calendar near me.
Sorry.
She said it was fine. She doesn't have a
sorry.
calendar.
Yeah, I don't have a calendar near me, so I couldn't tell you. No.
There's one on your laptop at the bottom near the
Not with this one. It's
Oh.
Chromebook doesn't really have it. It like pops everything out, and if I try to do too many things, it panics.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Oh. My other problem is sometimes it itches and I can't reach it.
Get a pencil.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is our book discussion of Legends and Lattes. If you haven't read it, go do so. If you can find a copy, we'll get it from your library, Audible, wherever you get your books.
Wherever books are sold.
Yeah. Wherever that you can find it. That
Just don't
concludes our discussion. Feel free to leave comments and we can answer them, or I'll answer them, whoever answers them.
Most likely it'll be you if it's your channel.
I mean, you guys can come by and leave a comment. Feel free.
And if anyone watched from The Witchathon, don't forget to submit your points for one reading the book and two joining the live.
Yeah.
I'll be writing that down when I'm done with. It counts.
Even for us, it counts.
all the points.
Yep, we have the goddess. No, what I've been doing is I write down my points and then I go, okay, today's submission day. I'll just input my points.
This is where we have to go through every live that we've had with the reading by candlelight and collect all the points because we were in all of those lives.
Has to be when the
but yeah, from May onwards, obviously, yeah. If only.
I usually wait until to the next morning to post all my activity prompts because I just go through the book submission and each coven.
I do as well.
Like with each coven, I count for the sprint. So if I was in 2 sprints, the 10 points for that 2 sprints will go to each coven. So I just wait until after I update the spreadsheet and then I add my activity points in. So.
Yeah. Also, when you do activities and all the small little ones, bonus, whatever, are you meant to put those in the page number bit, where instead of a book page?
If you've done them more than once, with reading sprints, if you were on let's say 2 or 3 reading sprints, I will only know that you've been on 1 reading sprint. So you'll just add the additional 10 points into your page count.
Because the previous ones I submitted where it was just no books finished and just activities, I didn't